Welcome back. Not on our top 10 show. Scott Icebox Nemi, Royce Brackett, Damon Big Deezy Gumbert, pimping the airwaves
as usual.
Anyways, breaking news. We did a Not on our top 10 show, best or most underrated actors, and I made a big mistake. I forgot about Bill Nye. You know him, you love him, not the science guy. The man in About Time. He's in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. He's in Underworld as Victor, I believe.
Yep. And Pirate Radio. He's in a lot of movies. He's fantastic.
The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, the Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. All those movies that this guy is just, he shines above the rest. And my dumbass forgot him. So, in honor of that happening... Oh, by the way, go listen to that first, and then come back here and listen to this. But in honor of that happening, we are doing our top 10 most... Well, no, not most. Just top 10,
top 10 best romantic comedies.
Romantic comedies. The rom-com. Damon believes it's a dying breed. It's dead. Some people say that Deadpool was a rom-com. Who the fuck knows?
That is a good point.
I didn't think of that, but that's pretty good, actually.
I think Deadpool fits into like 7 different genres. Like
Definitely.
Deadpool is fantastic.
Anyways, so we created our topic. We each went our separate ways, made our own top 10. We come back here, we highlight 5 through 1. Now, if we have a similar film within the 5 through 1, the person with the film higher on their list, higher towards 1, will keep it there. The person who has it lower towards 5 will actually replace theirs with their 6 through 10 going in order. Without further ado, who's beginning this?
Go ahead. Me? I will start.
All right.
This is kind of my topic. I'll do it. All right. So my number 5 best romantic comedy is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Not on my list.
Higher? Lower?
It is higher on mine.
All right. Higher on Steven, so I will replace that with Love Actually. Anyone
No,
else?
you're good. You're good.
You're good?
Oh my
Good.
God.
All right. Love Actually. I was kind of iffy on this because there's about 8 different storylines going in this movie. It's kind of one of those like cast ensemble movies. So I wasn't sure if it really counted as a romantic comedy. But I mean, 90% of the movie revolves around the romances between the characters. So I was like, sure, we'll throw it in there. This is another movie that actually has Bill Nye in it.
Great guy.
Plays a freaking fantastic, like, smart-ass, old-school rocker who is, like, in a recording battle with a boy band, and he's just, like, dropping these amazing comedic parts, and it just kills the movie. Like, kills it in the movie, not kills the movie. You have, so many people. Andrew Lincoln is in it for a little bit. Chiwetel
Ejiofor?
Yeah. Keira Knightley, who is one of my favorite actresses. Emma Thompson, I believe.
Zach Braff?
Star-studded
No,
cast.
Zach Braff is not in it.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
It was all British people. So
Not Kate Winslet. She's in The Holiday, I think.
yeah, no, not Kate. There's just a star-studded cast. It's such a funny movie, such a charming movie. Kind of seeing how you follow all these different characters and kind of see how their lives revolve around each other, because most of them are either related or work with each other or know each other. It's just kind of cool seeing that intertwining of the storylines. It's always fun to watch, and it's just a really funny, really charming movie.
Good. What's your 4?
My number 4 is The Fault in Our Stars.
Wow.
Yeah, higher than mine.
I'm huge into flawed people, and I don't think there's much else
They have cancer. Get
yeah,
over it.
they're super flawed people because they're 2 people who have cancer, who are mortally their time is limited. They fall in love with each other, and it's just kind of one of those. I don't know. Really, just a fun movie. Not fun movie because it's super depressing at the end, but whatever.
No, someone dies.
Yeah, I don't like half the characters. I don't know. I think it was really funny. I thought the main guy, I forget his name now, and I don't have it written down or anything, but the main guy, I thought he was insanely charming, and like really funny for most parts. Kind of like balance the like emo-ness of Shailene Woodley. I hope I got that name right. And then it kind of turns at the end. It gets really dramatic at the end, which I feel like is a really good sign of a great romantic comedy, is when it stops being a comedy at a certain point. Like, 'cause you need that seriousness.
Yeah.
And this movie kills it in that regard. I don't really have that much else to say about it. It's a great movie.
I mean, I guess the movie for me, I don't know. I'm not really into those teenage books that become.
I think
movies.
this is probably the best one.
I would probably. I didn't even see Paper Towns.
It was not great.
Okay, because it seemed like they caught my attention, and I remember seeing this film, Fault in Our Stars, in the theaters, and it kind of kept losing me, here and there. But I love Shailene Woodley as an actress. I think she's really good.
She's really good.
The guy was like, Willem Dafoe to me stole the show.
Oh yeah, all the cameo,
that's
like random part in there.
Representing Wisconsin, hating on these kids that love his work and all this, and then
and she tells them off too. She just gets all up in there.
Right, which to me was like, I don't know, I fell that down almost from that perspective of like, I wanted something else bigger to happen from it, but I don't know. It is what it is, and I never watched it again after that one time watching it. So
yeah, it's been a long time since I watched it, because it's not a movie you can really like go back and like, hey, this is a really feel good movie.
Right.
Like, they all have cancer and are probably gonna die soon, so you don't really want to go back and revisit that a whole lot.
Right. You want to go, Royce, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So my number 5 was Hitch.
Whoa.
Hallie would love you.
Yeah. So I sort of based it upon which movies I would want to see most repeatedly, and Hitch is one that struck a chord with me. Will Smith is fantastic in it. I love his character. He's the sort of comedic in many ways. Working with who's the fat guy? Kevin Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Or no?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. No, Kevin James.
Kevin James. There we go.
I knew it was Kevin something.
Maybe his name is Kevin Smith James.
But yeah, it was an interesting movie. I had, funny, it all comes around at the end where, he gets the girl. I did appreciate, even though it's pretty blatant, that the whole point of it was, he's the master matchmaker, except when he finds his one true love, then he blows everything he does with her. Every date,
just terrible.
Goes backwards. So I enjoyed that. Not a really deep film by any means, but something I enjoyed, and romantic comedy. So what can you expect?
Yep.
My number.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about Hitch
sure.
a little bit. What did you feel
of the movie in general?
Yeah.
Kind of forgettable. I mean, there's definitely parts to it that are good, and I love me some Will Smith.
Yeah,
everyone loves Will Smith.
I hate me some Kevin James. So.
I guess he's all right in the movie, but like the slapstick for me, the slapstick style comedy in this, Hitch, it didn't. Like, I'm really picky when it comes to comedies, man.
He goes for a Chris Farley, and it just doesn't work as well.
Well, it's just like when he's getting on that, that like jet ski or whatever, and like comes over and like hits her in the face. Like, that's not funny to me. I mean, the best part. I think the best thing that went wrong that happened was he tried to do that romantic thing where like he looked up her like family's name or something. Yeah, and then she starts like crying and gets pissed about it, and like that's funny.
Low point for me for the movie was what was it when Will Smith slaps Kevin James after him doing the dance or whatever on the sidewalk. It was like, oh god. But I did enjoy the movie quite a bit. I would watch it again. I have watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
Which means something to me.
Understandable.
Hitch definitely can watch. He's always on TV.
Yeah. Number 4, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Nope.
Interesting.
Not on my list.
For me, I've watched this movie again multiple times. I liked all the gamer references. It's obviously based on the comics.
Fantastic comic.
Very good comics. But I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. It was also action-y in many ways. Maybe primarily action-y, but it was also funny, and it was about, a guy getting a girl. I thought Michael Cera did an okay job doing. Scott Pilgrim, he was fine. Ramona Flowers, I forget her name, the actress that plays her.
She's the one in 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Yeah. Elizabeth Winstead?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yes.
She was great as Ramona. Scott's homosexual roommate and friend. God, I can't remember his name, which is really sad.
Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Stole every scene he was in. He was the perfect. What's the name of the character?
Wallace?
Maybe. Yeah, anyway.
It was something like that.
That particular character was fantastic. Stole every scene he was in. And then I always liked the villains quite a bit. So the guy who played Gideon Gordon Graves, the last X that Scott has to defeat, he did a pretty good job. And that whole final sequence was fantastic, and it had me laughing throughout.
Oh, yeah,
I can understand people not understanding the gamer references and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would miss things about the film, but I still enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, for sure. And a great cast. Anna Kendrick made her appearance in there, and
Which was great. I forgot she was in
Brie
it.
Larson, who just won an Oscar, was in it. She played his ex-girlfriend.
What did she win an Oscar for?
She won an Oscar for Room. That just came out. That she just won this year. Yeah, and then I think the whole the ending was interesting because it came out before the end of the comic books came out, so they had to kind of make their own ending, kind of like what Game of Thrones is doing right now.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright, the director, fucking fantastic director.
Yep.
Great movie. I didn't really consider it a romantic comedy, but I can see how it is.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting when you bring up the ending. I forgot to mention this. I think the original ending was that they would separate and he would go with Knives at the end.
Yeah.
It's not really concrete as the same as the comic books that they end up together, but that you're hopeful
Yeah,
they'll end
yeah.
up together.
You kind of get that feeling that they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I'm definitely glad I noticed it when I did, because I didn't even think of it as a romantic comedy, but it kind of is.
There was a lot that happened, when you look it up, trying to figure out what constitutes or what falls underneath that, that genre, and it's like, what? That movie? But I went with it,
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Higher.
You son of a beep.
Yeah,
Number 6.
Not on you, you piece of shit.
it just came off because I had about
This is Damon's genre, man.
I had about 18 movies, so
You gotta have an opinion. Number 6, moving to my 5, Punch Drunk Love.
okay.
You ever seen it before?
I have seen, yes.
Didn't like it?
No, I liked it quite a bit, but when I was looking up, romantic comedies, I wasn't sure how I felt about it being romantic. Like Damon said, we were talking about it, it's dark humor, and I can see that, but yeah, I think it's a really good movie. I didn't know if it fit on romantic comedies, but
Right, and that's why it didn't crack my list. As for a lot of my 6 through 10 are good films that I didn't feel that I could put in top 5 because I didn't feel like that was, or I was like, okay, come on, really? That's a romantic comedy? Except for one, I gave one the exception. But with Punch Drunk Love, it goes to Adam Sandler's, that serious acting that, to me, just outweighs everything he's done comedic. I mean, maybe set aside, Big Daddy is still, near and dear to my heart. But Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, I've seen it so many times, and all these, Waterboy is garbage, all these movies that, Growing Up sucks, all these movies that he does where he's trying to do comedy or just recruits his buddies to get in on, it's there's just a waste. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, but, I mean, this movie, though, you get Paul Thomas Anderson directing. You get this really odd take, and which is kind of cool because the main character is someone who probably people would just be that fucking weirdo, this guy is just odd, buying all this pudding to get free travel points. But what really booked it home, and I thought romantic comedy was his ultimate goal in the end was to find a way to be with this girl. The one girl that somehow clicked with him because all the other women in his life were just there to, mistreat him, make fun of him and not help him through his issues. So that I think that, and then you have, awesome supporting roles by like what was Luis Guzman. He's in there. He's pretty. I mean, he's funny. He's funny anyway. He can just be on the screen. He's funny. But then you have Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's great, and then the girl that he goes after is it's not Emily Watson, is it? It's Watson. I think it's Watson, but I mean, just the supporting cast around him, his sisters that, you remember when you did this and that, and like he's got these anger issues in him, and I think just that phone sex call that he makes to like spiral out of control. Is that her?
Emily Watson,
Yeah. So like spiral out of control, and that it sets forth like this really quirky and really fun plot line that I enjoy so much, and it's not like too depressing that you can't watch it. I mean, he struggles with anger issues and everything like that, but I think it's a movie that you go back to, and I do think of the romantic comedy in it, but not as much as the other ones, like you pointed out. It's tough to get there, but
fantastic movie nonetheless.
You've seen it?
I have not. I think my dad was watching it one time, and it was later at night, and I fell asleep. But
I remember just being
bits that I've watched were fine.
I remember
I liked Adam Sandler. I liked Adam Sandler at the time.
Yeah, I remember being a kid in like elementary school, probably when it came out, and was like, "Holy crap! He's in a rated R movie. Like you can't even see it."
Yeah.
But so number 4 for me is Pretty Woman.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that one. That's crazy.
Nope, not mine.
To me, this is the ultimate. I feel like the ultimate modern day romantic comedy for me, because even at a young age, when obviously my mom was watching it, I absolutely fell in love with it. And when you watch a film at that young of age and it leaves this impression with you, you naturally go back to it. But it's not one of those films that I go back to and get disappointed by. You go back there and it has so much to offer. With just, I think the strength really relies on the chemistry between Julia Roberts and help me with that gray-haired
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, yeah.
Go.
I don't know why. Richard, I love you, man, but I don't know why these women. He looks like he's like 60 years old, and
He's always looked that way, man.
These women like love it. Yeah,
I think
Allie's even said like, "Oh, Richard Gere." Like what?
It's so weird because he honestly has had gray hair since like the 80s.
But the charm
and
of
the dude is straight up like only like 70 years old, maybe.
Yeah, but like the charm of this. He even had that when in the Jackal with like Jack Black and Bruce Willis. Like he still had like that whitish gray hair, but yeah, I really love the film as a whole. The whole kind of rags to riches type film, but they do it so well, and everyone knows the ending line. I think it came up in one of our Film trivia questions. This is my fairy tale, and on the balcony and all that stuff. But yeah, just like I said, as a whole, that whole rags to riches mentality where she gets help from someone that she wouldn't normally get help from, and then going into stores and being looked at as a different way, so you have that discrimination.
Yep.
That profiling and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Julia Roberts is great. Like I said, the chemistry between her and Gere in this film is tremendous. And then you have Jason Alexander, not my tennis player buddy, but the Jason Alexander, coming in there and playing sort of this like villainous role, him trying to rape her at the end.
I'm glad you brought that up, but yeah, dude, I'm glad he's in that movie.
The ending was like, okay, Jason, you're not gonna. She's bigger than you, dude.
She whoop your ass.
It's not gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on Pretty Woman?
It's like a modern day My Fair Lady, like in that same aspect of like the rich guy saving the poor girl.
Yeah,
kind of thing, like not
right. Yeah, because I was gonna say that it's a twist. It's a twist on it.
Because they kind of save each other at a certain point.
Yeah, because he's not like trying to flaunt her. He just wants someone to be there with him when he's going to these. I don't know what it will like meetings or something like that. But yeah, if anything, you kind of think of it. Yeah, I mean, My Fair Lady almost mixed with sort of like, I don't even know, like a really odd Cinderella, if you will. You kind of meld those two together, and you got, she's like some hooker, and then you bring her out of the slums. But like, it's just so cool when a film has enough respect to pay it forward to not just other films, but like television shows that inspired them.
Yep.
Like one of my favorite scenes is when they're watching. It was I Love Lucy. Like. I love Lucy. You know what I mean? It's just such an American staple, and so it's great that they kind of put that in there, and it's awesome, man. Pretty Woman, it's the best. Still one of my favorites.
Good.
Well, Pretty Woman is pretty good. Damon?
All right, my number 3, The Princess Bride. Anybody?
No,
I know
you're
Steven hasn't
good.
even seen
It is my number 3.
I've seen
Oh!
a lot of it.
Ooh.
Not all of it.
So Steven hasn't seen this movie because he's a terrible person.
It's Royce.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Royce Brackett hasn't seen this movie because he's a terrible person.
I'm not gonna edit it.
So you can just go back and edit it. It's fine. This movie is fantastic. I think the blending of the story being told by a grandfather to his grandson, and then the actual story like happening in the book that he's reading is just fantastic. Fred Savage, I believe, is the kid. No. Yes. No.
It's a Savage.
Anyway, the kid is hilarious. Mixed with
Whatever the one from the Wonder Years
I
is.
think it's Fred Savage. I'm gonna go with Fred Savage because I don't know of any other ones.
Ben.
Okay, I take that back then.
It's Fred. It's Fred, dude.
Okay. Anyway, fantastic. The grandfather is fantastic. Cary Ells. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he's fantastic. Robin Wright, fantastic. Andre the Giant. I mean, Andre the fucking Giant, guys.
Yes.
Would you spill acid on your face or something?
Billy Crystal coming in like comedic relief through the middle. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, just fantastic. Everyone in this movie is fantastic. It's just a great movie. So fun to watch. Really, like romantic. I mean, the fact that these two fall in love and get separated. She thinks he's dead, and like is like heartbroken to the extent where she just doesn't give a shit anymore. Like doesn't care like about anything. Is about to marry this terrible human being, and then he comes back from the dead, so to speak, even though he was never dead. And then like she's like all alive now, and it's just I don't know. Give me your opinion.
To me, I think The Princess Bride is a storybook come to life besides like Disney. If you think about when we were kids and a story that you could really relate to, almost like sort of a Robin Hood type, or
Sure.
without animals, with real people in it. And this is The Princess Bride. Rob Reiner he's great directing, those sort of, those romantic comedies and such. And I think in this, what you get with Cary Elwes and Robin Wright is, you get that good chemistry, but you get two stories. His story being the Dread Pirate Roberts, and her story being Princess Buttercup marrying that douchebag. But yeah, all those characters in between that you meet in the middle of the road, Inigo Montoya, and then Andre the Giant. Chris Sarandon as I think it's Chris Sarandon.
It is Prince Humperdinck.
Yeah, and then the six-fingered man, and then Rex from Toy Story. Inconceivable.
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah. My Dinner with Andre.
Yeah, I almost bought it.
But yeah, I mean it's a classic story. It's one you can sit down and pretty much pick it up wherever, whenever it's on TV at whatever point that it's in, and it's just like I said, it's just kind of like a storybook come to life, which I mean is the premise of the film. The grandpa wants to get the kid to fall asleep when he's sick from school. So, I mean, it's just a classic. You know, you gotta go back and watch it. And there is great comedy in it. And there's
sure. Like the commentary that kind of like jumps in every once in a while from Fred Savage, like especially towards at the beginning when the grandpa starts telling the story. He's like, "Oh, this is like an epic story. This is it's got all these different aspects." And the beginning is like pure romance, and the kid is just like so not having it. And the back and forth is incredible. Inigo Montoya, Mandy Patinkin, like his like dialogue with Carrie Ells when they were starting their fight is just classic, awesome.
But it just has that sort of satirical music too that you'd get in that kind of genre, like that adventure genre.
Yeah.
And it just like it plays to all these sort of cliches from that kind of storybook setting where like the prince just is the world's best tracker. They took like 4 steps here, took a left.
Yeah.
Now they're headed this way. It's like just he always knows where they're going. So
yeah, and like a lot of the scenery was kind of like satirically, like when they entered that like fire swamp, like that's just like
it's like cartoonish.
It's like cartoonish, like and like the ridiculousness of fairy tales in most instances.
Yeah, it's good though.
Fantastic movie.
What's your 2?
My number two is Silver Linings Playbook.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Which was in my, I think, top 10. You'll never see it because it's on the top 50 movies.
It's my number 2 as well.
It's my number 2
really?
as well.
Oh,
Dude, that's
Yeah!
That's crazy.
I like how we had the same 3 and 2.
Well, I had like before we started, I was still rearranging
Yeah.
all of these, and just
That's funny. I wrote
1 and
like
2 were
4 days
always
ago.
solidified, but 3 on was always like they were jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
So
All right, Silver Linings Playbook. I think it's probably my favorite David O. Russell movie, and he's done a lot of really good movies.
you ever see Spanking the Monkey?
No, I've never even heard of that. What
God,
is
you gotta
that?
see that
Sounds
one.
like a porno.
It really does.
Upham from I think Upham from Saving Private Ryan's in it, and like he's trying to break free of his parents' restraint on him.
Okay.
His mom's like got like some sort of like broken leg or something like that, and he's basically discovering like sexuality and everything like that. It's dude, let me just say, incest. Yeah, so check it out. It's actually really intriguing. It's a really it's really messed up movie.
Sounds like it. Kind of like what I was saying with The Fault in Our Stars. I like flawed characters, and this is a movie basically about 2 people with like mental disorders falling in love. Because Bradley Pitt.
Bradley Pitt.
Bradley Pitt. What the hell am I on? Bradley Cooper.
There you
Jesus
go.
Christ. Is like a manic depressive bipolar person. Like I know it's bipolar. I don't remember what else. Like he had anxiety disorders and all this jazz. And then Jennifer Lawrence is like almost on the same level. I don't know what's exactly wrong because I don't like go deep into it, but she's clearly got some issues. And like the fact that those 2 people who are like severely mentally flawed end up finding each other and falling in love is crazy interesting to me. And the way they fall in love, like he's like obsessed with his ex-wife for like the entire movie, and then like randomly at the end he's just like, oh, there's this super banging chick in front of me, I should probably date her.
How'd Tommy die? Or whatever you do, don't say anything
like,
about Tommy.
Almost immediately.
How'd Tommy die? Yeah, that's what is just so funny about that, how they make like their issues with their all the pills and everything. Trazodone, you gotta try that one, and all that stuff is great. And then my boy Chris Tucker coming in out of nowhere,
stealing scenes.
Yeah, dude. So he's great in it, but I think I also like, because I'm a big NFL fan, I sort of like that play on the Eagles and NFL and being really
like
super
obsessive and
superstitious and everything like that, which is great. But yeah, it's just a highly entertaining, actually really well thought out film. I think it's probably based on a book or something.
I believe it is based on a book.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, you?
I believe
Not
so.
expressed an opinion.
No,
You gotta have an opinion.
You said pretty much everything I said or I wanted to say about it. It's a fantastic movie.
Call him Steven again.
Yeah.
Jeez,
It's-
Royce, dude. His name is Royce. God damn it.
I loved
You
it.
should just change your name legally.
I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was ended up being, but I would like to mention the scene where he's reading. I think he's just moving in with his parents after the divorce.
I know
Or
exactly
after
what
getting
you're
out-
talking about.
After he got he was in a psychiatric ward.
Yeah,
I think,
when
for
he
a while.
got home from the psychiatric ward.
And he's reading a book and he finished it and he just throws it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But then the music, I don't know if that's the same scene or is there a different scene where it's like Led Zeppelin's What Is and What Should Never Be plays behind it. That's so great.
I think
You fucked up your mother! He just gets, De Niro just gets so pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was some good De Niro too. He played a good
And
role.
I like how it wasn't like the mental, like, the messed upness of, like, all their minds wasn't, like, limited to just the two main characters. Like, De Niro had some pretty fucked up shit
Yeah.
going on, too. Like, he was rather abusive to his children,
Yeah.
at the very least, if not even his wife. Like,
Krabby Snacks and Homemades.
it was just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
so-
I mean, through and through, and it's one of those films you can sit there and just break down scene by scene because every scene is so well thought out, and just put together really well. So yeah, I was actually in your boat. I refused to watch it for very long for a long time because I wasn't like what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence fan, and
That was right when
Bradley
she was
Cooper.
coming too, because that
And
was
it
around the
almost,
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I think it was around that same time, and it kind of brought Bradley Cooper's career back too, because he was doing a lot of like shittier romantic comedies.
yeah. So well, they did another one after that, like Aloha or something.
Yeah, he's still doing
But
romantic comedies.
yeah, no, I think it was a great one. That's why it obviously made our 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of ours.
So what do you got at
3.
3, I have Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Now we can talk about it.
Talk
do this.
about it.
No one hires? Okay.
No. 'Cause
So, I think this movie's fantastic. I love the basic premise that, what's his name? Jason
Segel.
Segel, yep. Jason Segel gets broken up, finds out his fiance or girlfriend, I forget which, wife, fiance, cheating on him, and he's going through this horrible thing, and, it's not as though he finds, the love of his life right away, and it's all over and done with. Like, he's still dealing with, almost the entire movie, he's still dealing with the fact that, his fiance cheated on him, and that he's no longer with her, even though he's found, someone that would probably be much more suitable for him. Just a very funny movie. They had Russell, what's his name?
Russell Brand.
Yeah, Russell Brand.
Which I don't particularly like. I don't think he's that funny, but he was great in that movie in particular.
Yeah.
He's
The
good in
character-
small doses, dude. He can't take over.
He
a
was
film.
good in that. I think as that character, he's fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
because he even in Get Him to the Greek.
Yeah,
I
Get Him
thought
to
he
the
was-
Greek was.
That was a funny ass movie.
But yeah, he was great in that. Jason Segel was great. Mila Kunis, fantastic. Kristen Bell was great as the
Aforementioned Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, she's kind of a bitch for various reasons.
Huge bitch.
Yep. But no, just a fantastic movie, and I enjoyed it.
Definitely.
phenomenally.
And there was some side parts, some not cameos, but like small parts where Jonah Hill and Bill Hader, who did fantastic in their like minimal roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a prototypical rom-com. Like, dude gets broken up with, and then like meets someone else as he's trying to get over the ex, and it goes from there. I just think the comedy is a lot stronger in this movie than in a lot of other romantic
Paul Rudd
comedies.
was fantastic as the stoner.
That's
Stoner
right. I
Sturber.
totally forgot he was then that.
Does the carpet match the pubes? Freaking hilarious.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a movie that I kind of watched in bits and pieces, and finally watched it as a whole. And it was definitely a movie that I watched and remembered. And
Oh yeah.
it's definitely. I mean, it does make me laugh, so I don't really have much against that. But I think, kind of like that's what you guys had mentioned about it being sort of that, that blueprint rom-com type thing. I did love the setting, though. For some reason,
Hawaii.
Yeah, I just thought the Hawaii and the hotel and everything to me it seems fitting for that kind of romp.
Yeah.
Good.
Number ones. All right.
Yeah, because we got all the same twos.
Well, I'm gonna start out. Well, I'll start it out with. Or wait.
No, you go ahead.
No, it's,
Yeah.
We had the same 2 and 3. You didn't get to talk that.
Wait, did we talk about your 3?
Yeah, because we had the same 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So we can do your one.
So number 1 is the one that started it all. It Happened One Night. To me, this movie is classic Hollywood in every sense, and I think if you think about Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert, Hollywood's stars at the time, and just what they go through with spoiled rich girl and sort of a kind of lower class guy, girl from the right side of the tracks, boy from the wrong side of the tracks, but it's just, to me, it's so classic because it's really that screwball comedy type. There you got the guy who's trying to, he's like clashing, with the woman, that classic comedy type. But it's just Frank Capra at his finest, which I'm a huge Frank Capra fan. If you haven't listened to it, listen to my 1 Minute Inspiration, Frank Capra. He's done so many great films, and not a lot of people really recognize him as such, but this is a funny comedy. I believe it's from, let me think here, I think it's from 1934, and one of the only films at the Oscars to sweep all of the major awards. So, classic acting, classic comedy, you gotta kind of like that, that old golden age sort of over the top acting in some points, but it's the reason why it still lives on to this day as one of the best movies with Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert. It's fun. It's kind of a road trip movie in a way, and yeah, I don't really want to say too much more about it because I want more people to discover it. So it's awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
You guys haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Sons of bitches.
No. Sounds good though. If it sweep major awards.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
impressive.
it's one of those. It's really just a sort of classic style movie. They have some singing in it. They have, it's like road trip. So they have shit going wrong at every turn and stuff like that, and obviously the guy has sort of this plan, this underlying plan that he has with the girl, and then girl finds out, but I can pass that off because it's the original. It's what started that sort of whole blueprint of of romantic comedies, and to me it does it better than any other one. So yeah, man, It Happened One Night. Check it out. It's really, it's short too, so it's like an hour and a half. So 90 minutes of your time and you got it done. So
Word.
Awesome.
Me?
Yep.
All right.
can I guess?
Yeah.
Annie Hall.
No. Damn. My number 1 is actually the film that I argued against Joey in the first
Oh, what am I thinking?
film episode, which is When Harry Met Sally.
That's right.
I think it's, in my opinion, because I haven't seen, obviously, the movie Scott was just talking about, It Happened One Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen that, so in my opinion, When Harry Met Sally is the best romantic comedy of all time. I think it's more like a realistic, it's a realistic romance. It's a realistic comedy, because it doesn't it focuses mostly the comedy on dialogue, on things people say, and less crazy situations they get into. These two people are literally just having a conversation while driving, and it's hysterical because they're just debating all these weird things like what it means when you're having sex, and can a woman fake an orgasm, which is one of the most iconic scenes in cinema. And I think I talked about the writing during the film. I think it's one of the best dialogue written movies ever. Billy Crystal does a fantastic job. Meg Ryan does a fantastic job. And I'm gonna take a shot right now at the judge for that episode, Ben Siskey, because
You piece of shit.
he said that a movie needs a villain, like a romantic comedy needs a villain, and I completely goddamn disagree with that. That you don't need a villain for like something bad to happen, because generally, like in real life, two people can freaking like have a falling out, and there doesn't need to be a third person that's the cause of it. Like,
No, but people
no one
like
needs to be like standing in the way of this.
Yeah, but not everyone would stand there and blame themselves for something. You know,
I know,
so
and
it's always blamed on another entity. I'm not backing up
Yeah.
either or, because I think you calling out the judge Ben Siskey, I think you lost the Avatar Star Wars: A New Hope argument hands down.
I did not. I won that one.
No, I know. I'm saying though. That's why I'm calling out the judge.
Because you think I did lose that one.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You said it yourself. You didn't even think it was a space movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And he rated it on. Anyways, watch the episode.
I
you'll
don't
find
actually.
out.
Yeah, I didn't actually like Avatar that much.
See the controversy.
Yeah, see it for yourself. But Siskey's a great judge, so
Yeah, I just didn't agree with him on that one, and it bothered me, and it still bothers me. But anyway, I feel like
rematch.
in a more realistic standpoint, like people tend to get in their own ways rather than other people getting in other people's ways. Like in the movie, Harry, like they sleep together, and afterwards he's incredibly distant from her, even though he like knows he's in love with her. He just gets like really distant because he doesn't know what to do next. Like he's never been in that situation and all this shit. And I feel like that's more realistic than fucking Adam Sandler finding Drew Barrymore's goddamn fiance at like a strip club or something, like, or those two like fighting or something. It's just
No. He tells Adam Sandler that he's cheating on her.
yeah, but then he like
It works in the city.
catches
man.
her eventually too, or catches him eventually too, because
Hey,
like walking down the street and
don't rag on.
No,
the
they're
things.
going to the. He said they were gonna go to like the. I thought they were going to the bar that he was just at. That he got kicked out for having the liquor in. He said they're gonna have a pre-bachelor party.
oh yeah, that might have been it then. I thought it was a strip club because there was a bunch of like hoes there, but
Oh, I don't know. I
maybe
just
they were
thought
just,
he got
maybe they
kicked
were
out.
just hoes. I don't know.
Or it's just a bad, segue to
Yeah, or just a bad
him being
movie.
kicked out of the bar.
Anyway, now that we're getting completely off track, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think Carrie Mycelli is the best romantic comedy ever. And we're on.
So it'll prove us different.
Right.
I just wanted to say, another, I think a good romantic comedy, Sleepless in Seattle,
I haven't seen.
directed by the writer of.
Oh, Nora Ephron.
Yeah, directed by the writer of When Harry
And
Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally was directed by Rob Reiner, who we talked about with Princess Bride.
You know it. And Rob Reiner probably did, what's the other Meg Ryan? No, he didn't do that.
You got mail? I doubt it.
No, it was Nora Ephron again.
Oh, she just loves her some Meg Ryan.
And Tom Hanks, come
Yeah,
on.
and Tom Hanks. Sorry.
He's sexist. Alright, Sato, what do you got?
So my number one was 10 Things I Hate About You.
Hell yes.
I love this freaking movie.
It's so good.
Yes, it's fantastic. I don't know. Obviously not as like powerful as Nimi's film, or as well regarded, but I think it's a fantastic example of the genre itself. Heath Ledger's in it, which he's fantastic in it. I think that was one of his first films, or his debut or something.
They were all pretty young in that movie.
Yeah, which I'm looking at the cast right now, and it's like, holy hell, there's some
Julia Stiles.
Julia Stiles, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Yep.
which
David Krumholtz.
Yep.
he's in there. And then it starts thing out from there. But
Gabrielle Union's in it.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, is she like the friend? She's the best friend, right?
Yep. Larry Miller.
Don't know that.
He's the dad.
Okay.
He's
Just one of those guys that pops up.
Yeah,
in a
I'd probably
bunch of
see him.
movies.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, that guy.
Yep.
He's just like the
Yeah.
third tertiary character and everything. But yeah, this movie it started recording. It was one of the first movies I watched beyond like normal cartoon movies or action movies like that. That was like not necessarily a drama, but not like actiony or cartoony. And I fell in love with it. I just love that scene where I think it's David, what's his name? Krumholtz.
He's great in the movie.
He's fantastic.
He's so great.
Doesn't he get a dick drawn on his face by that guy?
Yeah, I mean it's so he's just that nerd character.
And I fell in love with Julia Stiles. Had a major crush on her for
really
way after that.
I like the sister.
Larissa.
The sister was absolutely beautiful.
Larissa Oleynik.
She's gorgeous, but
she was in some Nickelodeon. I thought. Oh, Alex Mack. That's right.
I almost said her name was Amanda Bynes. It's like, no, that's not Amanda. No, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it before, I think like most of us, people from our age have seen it. But if you haven't checked it out before, you should definitely check it out. It's
the best scene in that movie is when Heath Ledger gets on that microphone in the stadium.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I love that.
Dancing on the bleachers, and then when he's about to get caught by the cops, he starts like
strutting away.
Oh man,
he's singing. What is it?
I love you, baby.
Yep.
Something like that. I think that's what it is. But yeah, that's great, dude. And like the overprotective dad is pretty funny too.
Yeah.
And like making them walk around with that baby belly on just so they know how it feels like.
I know what you're talking about.
It was kind of interesting because they had so many extra characters in that movie. There's like a lot of things going on because there's two romances happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, every time you're always interested in the characters on screen, which was kind of interesting.
But it's nice that it ties in together with the same family too.
Yeah.
Which is great, and you know it's Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of cool because they knew that's the way they wanted to make it, and they just knocked it out of the park because I don't want to say dumbed it down for kids our age, but like they made it more accessible than freaking Shakespeare, you know? Which no, I'm not dissing Shakespeare. I'm just saying you can make some crazy ass versions of it, which is great. What do you guys got for honorables? Well, can I just start by saying I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast Bill Nye, and I felt so bad leaving him off the most underrated actors list. Let me tell you why. Because in this film, About Time, which I gotta give some special love to, a rom-com that's sort of climbing its way up the ladder. I think it has a few issues, but it deals with time travel, but the most gut-wrenching scene, it's just so difficult to watch when Domhnall Gleeson cannot go back in time after he has kids, or else he'll start having like the kids will change as he comes back.
Which he learned after did it the first time.
Right. Yeah, and then he ended up with a different kid. So his dad, spoiler alert, dies, but he can go back in time and still hang out with him. And it gets to the point where his wife is going to have a baby, and he has to go back in time and tell his dad like, this is the last time we're going to see each other. And that scene is so... it just explains a lot about, two actors on screen that you've never met in your life, but you actually believe that they're father-son, and that you actually think they have this great bond that ties each other. And you feel for this dude because he's got to say goodbye, like for real this time, you know? And then the dad asks for just one thing more and goes back to a different point in time when they were on the beach together.
Yeah, when I think he was a child.
Yeah, it's just like, it's such a gut-wrenching scene, and just, I gotta give it to both those actors, Gleason and Bill Nye. Not the science guy, the actor. About Time is definitely on the list. You gotta check that out.
Yeah.
What do you guys have as honorables?
I had About Time. I had 10 Things I Hate About You. I have, from all my bottom of my list, I had 500 Days of Summer, Garden State, High Fidelity, which is I think a great movie. Definitely Maybe, which is more of it's not as good of a romantic comedy, but I feel like it's still a good movie. I don't know.
Crazy Stupid Love had me for a while until that god-awful speech in the elementary school at the end is this ruined it for me. And I haven't watched it since because that scene is the most
stupid, idiotic, asinine thing I've ever seen. Actually, probably not, but
Yeah. I think definitely maybe has like a realism factor because instead of like it being a guy who just falls in love like on like meeting someone like at first sight, like it takes him like it's like 15 years, like over the span of 15 years is when like he falls in love with this chick.
yeah. The Holiday is pretty good too.
Yeah,
but I
The
like
Holiday
Kate
is great.
Winslet.
I forgot about The Holiday. Damn. I have Trainwreck, which I think is a good movie. Juno, which may or may
I
not
was
be
gonna
a.
add Juno on there. I forgot about that.
I don't. Yeah, it's kind of a romantic comedy and at the same time kind of not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I don't know if
coming
it's-
of age.
Yeah, I would say.
40-Year-Old Virgin, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like it has romantic qualities, but it's more of like a prototypical comedy than it is a romantic comedy.
Would you have honorable?
I have Ghost
so-
Town.
Okay.
Wedding Singer. There's something about Mary. About a boy on there, and Coming to America.
All right. Coming to America. Yes. Fuck you too.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
movie.
that movie's
I haven't seen that movie in a long ass time.
I would watch it on
It's-
Comedy Central all the time.
it's
It was
hilarious.
on.
Yeah, but it sucks because it's always edited out.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the barbershop scenes get me every single
Oh,
time.
freaking hilarious.
When they're
Mike Tyson beat Muhammad Ali, and they just go at each
When
other.
it's just like the two of them, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
So I guess 3 different characters
Yeah,
each.
it's
Like,
so
oh my God.
freaking amazing. I had Chasing Amy, which I put down there lower on the list because I believe it's a it's one of those ones I don't think of as
I
a.
passed on that a little bit. Like it's a good movie, but I don't feel like it's a romantic comedy as much.
But I mean, I think it's funny. Annie Hall I put at 8 because again, it is freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
And
like my hatred for Woody Allen kind of overpowered. That
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
He's so annoying in that movie, even though.
Oh
He's funny.
God, I think he's hilarious. Though.
He's
That's
super
because
funny, but he's so annoying at the
He's,
same time.
because he's annoying. It makes me laugh. Like when then they're standing in line for that movie.
the goddamn Daisley voice. I just
Oh
can't
my
handle
God,
it. I just can't handle
Like
it.
it makes me laugh a lot. But 9, there's something about Mary,
Nice,
Mhm.
nice.
Fairley Brothers, and then 10, Amélie. It's a French movie.
I've seen that on a lot of lists. I
It's
have not
so,
seen it.
dude, it's so good. I mean, but like, I just feel like the main character's love is sort of pushed aside while she's trying to get all these other people connected, So I don't think about her love. I think about everyone else's, and I could have put it higher, but I just wanted to make my list because it's it's a good movie and more people should watch it. And it's beautifully done. Let's make our list.
All right. Well, I think number 2 is pretty set, unless we want to bump it up to number 1 because we all have it at 2.
I'm down with.
Actually, kind of okay with that.
What do you think, Mimi?
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think because we all rated so high.
Silver Linings Playbook number
Yep.
1.
Select Playbook number 1.
Well, 3. A couple of us had Princess Bride.
We had Princess Bride.
I'm putting that in at 3.
Okay.
Should start thinking about this number 1 here. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, you want to do that? We just said we wanted to do.
Yeah, we could do
Silver Linings
Silver,
Playbook.
bump Silver Linings Playbook up to number 1.
Oh, okay.
Unless we
Since all
want to
3
keep
of us
it.
had it at number 2.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that trumps the fact that none of us had the same number 1.
How about 10 Things I Hate About You? God, that's
Did you
great.
want to put Princess Bride at 2 then? Because
Since we had the same, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I can't vouch for it too well, but I would believe it's that good.
and then should I take one off? That's the only 2 we've discussed so far, right?
Yeah, we haven't gotten any further.
3.
We should probably decide on which one of our number 1s goes here, since
Yeah.
those are falling pretty far now.
Kind of interesting, but
You want to flip a coin? A 3-sided coin? Did I have
Well,
those?
we all had 10 Things I Hate About You on our list.
yeah.
Mine wasn't on my list. Mine was an honorable mention.
But-
okay,
But
that's
did
fine.
you rank 1 through 10?
You just had your.
Did it make your 10?
No.
Oh, well, what'd you say? I thought you said it.
I did.
It's.
I had.
He has his own
I told you I had
Oh.
18 movies on here, so I just went through like everything.
Well, I
that
feel
had.
Damon should be the last because I guess never mind. That doesn't make sense
Yeah.
because no
You're
one
the
has
same
mine
thing.
either. But you guys, have you seen When Harry Met Sally?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I have, and I hadn't put it on.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Fair
it's got-
enough.
something's
Fair
got to
enough.
trump something here.
Throwing haymakers now.
So 10 things I hate about you. 3 or
All right.
4? Sorry.
3.
Or is it 3? And then Nevy's movie
I'm down with that.
About Time, or not About Time.
About time. It's all now. It's in everyone's head. It happened one night.
It happened one night. There we go. Then Damon's. What was your number one?
When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah.
Got it at 5. We're on to 6 now. What do we else have that's matching? So Princess Bride, Silver Volumes, Playbook's gone. Heaven One Night's gone. 10 Things I Hate About You. I put Punch Drunk Love. Does anybody? What are you missing out of your top 5s?
Scott Pilgrim, Hitch, and Reading Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall
I
had
have
2
Forgetting
lists.
Sarah Marshall on
So
my
that'll be
list.
6. Remember Marshall Mitchell?
Yes.
I don't know why I just thought about that, but all right, we're at 7. Oh, Pretty Woman I don't have on there yet either.
You get Pretty Woman on there that I have seen.
What have you have?
All I have left for my top 5 is The Fault in Our Stars.
All right, so we have. I'm putting Pretty Woman on there, since there's no. So Fault in Our Stars, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. I think Scott Pilgrim deserves to be on there. You disagree?
Oh.
I don't know if it deserves to be over Fault in Our Stars.
No, I just put Fault in Our Stars at 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. Okay.
Back off.
I thought we were trying to decide who was better.
All right, so.
Although it is better.
Thank you.
All
Oh, I
right,
do
we
love
have one
Scott
left
Pilgrim.
at 10. I have
I haven't seen.
Punch Drunk Love that didn't make it. I had to switch it out, so
Ooh.
that's there. We have one spot left. Do you have anything else?
I don't think anything worthy of it. I'd rather have Punch Drunk Love in there.
Yeah, you do, you boo boo.
I think it's better. Best film out of all we have left.
What do you have left? Sorry.
I have Hitch.
Oh, Hitch.
And
Shoot.
did we get Forgetting Sarah Marshall on there?
Yeah, we had it.
It's
got
it's
it.
on
Oh,
there.
that is it. Hitch. I think we got everything else.
So it's Hitch versus Punch Drunk Love.
What do you guys think?
Punch Drunk Love.
All right.
I would be willing to buy
I
it.
could care less.
Why would we be willing to put Hitch on there? It's more of like that
The
No,
traditional.
prototypical.
But
traditional. I mean, when you think romantic comedy, though, you're thinking.
I guess, but
All right.
and no one else
I
had
was
it
gonna
on.
say, where's the coin? Oh, it's right in the middle of the fucking table.
David, do you have it on your list?
No. I didn't have either of them on my list.
All right. Punch Drunk makes it.
I'm glad.
All right. Now in our top 10 shows. Best romantic comedies. At number 10, Punch Drunk Love. At number 9, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. At number 8, The Fault in Our Stars? Or Fault in Our
I think
Stars?
it's The Fault.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Show.
Getting that
Alright.
show.
Number 7, Pretty Woman.
Woo.
Number 6, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yay!
And number 5, When Harry Met Sally.
Should have been higher.
No.
Number
She
4.
said that?
It Happened One Night.
Should have been higher.
Number 3. 10 Things I Hate About You.
The best.
Yep.
Not even. Number 2. The Princess Bride. And number 1. Even do the. Are we saying it all at the same time?
Yep.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe, please. We're climbing the ladder, almost up to 50. Be our 50th subscriber. Be the person we talk about on this podcast. Check out Colin C. Wells or Big Nasty Wells' SoundCloud podcasts, Eye of the Hurricane or something or other. Just look up Colin Wells. I forgot what it's like. EO. It's a.
Yeah.
Anyways, check out Film Eat Film. Like that shit. Share it. Tell your friends. You want to be on it? Contact us.
Yes,
we'll
yes.
get you on here.
Yes.
Everything else,
We also have Twitter at Real Frame of Mind and SoundCloud at Real Frame of Mind, although we only have one thing on it right now.
well, there's 2 Real Frame of Minds on SoundCloud.
Oh, great.
Nice.
The wrestling one, and I put up the first episode of Film Eat Film
Oh, did
and
you?
the first episode of, well, the first, not the Halloween, not in our top
I feel like
10.
we could have collaborated on this a little better.
Well, no one else was jumping at it, so check it out. We're hoping the tournament for Film will come up. Dude, comment, subscribe, everything like that. You guys are the best. We love you, and remember, I'll have what she's having.